The empirical content of a theory is what that theory says about possible experience. The more a theory says about experience, the more empirical content it has. So suppose we have an apple and a pear. The theory that the apple is sweet has some empirical content. It tells us that if we eat the apple, we will have a sweet experience. But the theory that both the apple and the pear are sweet has more empirical content. It tells us something about the experience of eating the apple and about the experience of eating the pear. Karl Popper suggested that we should think about empirical content in terms of what a theory forbids, in terms of what it tells us cannot happen and which would therefore falsify the theory. The theory that the apple is sweet can only be falsified by a sour apple, whereas the theory that the apple and the pear are both sweet can also be falsified by the experience of a sour pear. Here is a more difficult case, the theory that at least one of these two fruits is sweet. Does that theory have more or less empirical content than the theory that the apple is sweet? Well, you might think that it has more empirical content because it talks about two pieces of fruit instead of only one. But in fact it has less. To see why, look at these four possibilities. In this picture, red stands for sweet and green stands for sour. So there are four possibilities, like both fruits could be sweet, or both fruits could be sour, or the apple or the pear alone could be sweet. The theory that the apple is sweet will be falsified by both of the bottom experiences. But the theory that at least one of these pieces of fruit is sweet will only be falsified by the bottom right experience. And so we can see that the theory that the apple is sweet actually forbids more, is compatible with fewer scenarios than the theory that at least one piece of fruit is sweet, and therefore it has more empirical content.